Today we are going to be making breakfast burritos, which is one of my favorite breakfasts and pretty easy, so hopefully this is one that you guys can do at home. And we're also going to be making a breakfast cocktail that goes with breakfast burritos. We will be making orange margaritas, spicy orange margaritas. There's a little Tabasco in there too. So I'm really excited. I'm also really hungry, so we are going to get started with our breakfast cocktails. Okay, so for this breakfast cocktail, we're gonna need a few ingredients. We're getting a little fancy here. First, you're gonna fill your shaker with ice. Now, you are going to take your Blanco tequila. I'm using El Jimador. I think this is a really good Blanco tequila. I'm gonna add like 3 shots. Maybe 4 shots of that to our shaker. It is morning after all. Next, I'm going to add some Tropicana. This is just normal orange juice. And I'm gonna add 1 shot of this because we have some fresh oranges that we're gonna use. Next, I'm gonna juice both of these limes right into our shaker. Then I'm gonna take our oranges. I'm gonna start with juicing 1 whole orange into the shaker. Now let's add some Tabasco, like 10 drops. And let's shake it up. Before I serve it, I'm gonna take a tiny taste of it because I might need to add some sugar. It needs a little bit more sweetness, so I'm gonna just add some agave. You should use simple syrup if you have that, or normal sugar, whatever. But just a teensy bit of that. Now fill your glasses with some ice. And let's pour in evenly the margaritas into each glass. To serve this, I'm going to put a little orange on each one. And I like to serve mine with straws, but this is a little long for this glass, so I'm just gonna cut the tips. There. Breakfast cocktail complete. Now, before we give Brandon his breakfast cocktail, I'm gonna give it a taste to make sure that it tastes good. It's really yummy. It's very orangey, and you can taste the spice from the Tabasco. It's really good. We're ready to go. Bring Brandon his. I think this is nice because you're getting your morning juice, your orange juice in, but you're also having a margarita. So it's very brunch themed, I feel. The first thing that we're going to do for our breakfast burritos is we are going to cook the bacon. So I'm going to turn the stove on to a medium-low heat. The lower the heat and the longer it cooks, the more the fat will render and the crispier the bacon will become. So we have the bacon on the pan and we are going to cook it until it gets nice and crispy. Crispy bacon achieved. The other thing we're going to cook is some onion. So I'm gonna slice up this onion. Okay, so now we've got some nice little onion chunks. I'm gonna put them in a little tiny bowl. They'll live here until we need them. So one of the things that I like to add to my breakfast burritos are potatoes. So I like to cut up some potatoes and season them and roast them so I have kind of a flavorful potato bite in my burrito. First thing we're gonna do for that is I'm gonna preheat the oven to 400. Next, I'm gonna get out a bowl with my seasonings. Okay, so you guys can use whatever seasonings you like. I'll show you what I'll use. So first we're gonna add some oil to the bowl. I'm gonna use vegetable oil, but you can use whatever you want. I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons to start. Then the seasonings that I like to add, garlic powder. I'm gonna add like half a teaspoon of that. Fancy paprika. I'll add about half a teaspoon of that as well. I've got here a little bit of cayenne, and I'm gonna just add like 2 dashes of cayenne. And I'm gonna also add some cumin because this is a breakfast burrito, and I think cumin goes well with those Mexican flavors. So I'm gonna add half a teaspoon or so of that too. I also have here some sea salt. Really nice sea salt. I've been putting it on everything. And I'm gonna add a hefty pinch of that. And I also have a little bit of white pepper, which I think is nice, and I'm gonna add just a couple dashes. So I've got kind of this nice spicy oil mixture. And next I'm gonna chop up the potatoes. So I've got my 3 potatoes. And I'm gonna chop them into kind of medium-sized chunks. I don't want them to be too big, about like this. Just little bite-sized pieces. And once they're chopped, just put them right in with the seasoning. Once the potatoes are all chopped, just swish them around. Next, we're going to put these on a foil-lined baking sheet. Spread them out so they're a single layer. And we're gonna put these right in the oven. So we have all this bacon done now. And we're gonna have a little piece kind of early. So I'm gonna bring Brandon half a piece and I'm going to eat the other half. I can hear the potatoes cooking. We'll just let those go for a while, but let's cook the onions. So I'm gonna get a little butter, maybe like a tablespoon of butter. We like butter. It's okay. What is it, buddy? What is it? I have a cat in the kitchen. What is it? You want the bacon, you can't have it. This is Tupo. He should not be in the kitchen, but he likes bacon. Make sure you always wash your hands after handling animals in the kitchen. Okay, so now I'm gonna add the onions. The butter's melted. I'm gonna just grill them, saute them, fry them, whatever you want to call it, in this pan until they just start to cook down a little bit. So one of the most fun but also kind of annoying parts of breakfast burritos is that there's so many ingredients that go into it. We've got these onions cooking, we've done the bacon, we've got the seasoned potatoes in the oven, but there's so much more. I like to put in some green onions, just the tops, and I like to use 2 different kinds of cheese, cheddar and pepper jack. But I'm doing a lot of stuff here, and I kind of want a helper to grate the cheese and chop the onions for me. Brandon?
What?
Will you come help me in the kitchen?
Do I have to?
Yes, you have to.
I'm no good in the kitchen.
It's easy stuff, you can do it. A grater. And I want you to grate.
I'm too tall.
Okay, well, he'll be over here. I'm moving. I want you to grate a little bit of cheddar and pepper jack into this bowl for me. And I want you to rinse first and chop the green onions. Brandon is actually a very good helper.
You want big shavings or little?
Big shavings, big shavings. I'm gonna add a little salt and pepper to the onions.
I think I got more cheddar than I have pepper jack.
That's okay, the pepper jack's really spicy.
I know what it is.
I always chop the very ends off,
Here?
throw them out, and then I chop. Yep. Look at how helpful you are.
Oh, I missed most of that.
other things here that we could add to our breakfast burritos, but I don't think we want them. Let's check with Brandon since we have him here.
What?
Do you want tomatoes? No tomatoes? I didn't think you'd want tomatoes, that's why we're not doing it. We definitely want the avocado.
Okay.
Yes, avocado?
Sure.
Yep.
Eggs, obviously.
Eggs, obviously, sour cream. That's a
Okay.
definite, yep. Got a no on the tomatoes and a yes on the avocado and the sour cream. Okay. Get out! What are you doing? I saw that! We need that for the burritos. Bacon down. So the potatoes are looking good. The fork went right through it. Let's let it cool down and give it a taste to see if they're done or not. In the meantime, we will get out our egg whisking bowl / measuring thing and our eggs. Try the potato now. Oh, hot. It's really good though. I think the potatoes are perfect. Really hot. We need them to cool down quite a bit. So they've been in the oven for about 20 minutes and they look like this. They look really nice. They got a little crisp on the outside and the inside is really soft. They're still a little greasy, so we want to leave them on paper towel, something to absorb that. Okay. Potatoes completed. We're getting really close, guys. So now is the most important part, obviously, of the breakfast burrito, the eggs, which is kind of what makes it breakfasty. We're gonna add 5 eggs. Really whisk those eggs.
Ah!
Still hot? They've been sitting there for like minutes. Oopsies. Okay, so now we're gonna cook the eggs. We're gonna melt a tablespoon of butter. And once the eggs are done, we are ready to assemble, so we need to get everything else finalized before we put the eggs right on there. The avocado is always the last thing that you cut up because it oxidizes when you take out the pit. So I like to do that last so that we have a nice bright green avocado instead of a brown avocado in our food. So I'm just gonna slice the avocado in half, take out the pit, scoop out the inside, and I'm just gonna slice it into very thin slices. And our butter is melting away. So I'm gonna swish the butter around on the pan. And I'm gonna do a last big whisk push on my eggs. And I'm gonna put them on the pan. Okay. I'm gonna salt them with my sea salt. And I also like some pepper on there, so I'm gonna pepper. I'm also going to get out a microwave safe plate. This is important. So I have a microwave safe plate. And I have the tortillas. You want the biggest flour tortillas you can find, that way you can put more stuff in them. And I am going to first put the cheese on the burrito. We love cheese. Just go for it, guys. Just go for it. Check the eggs. Oh, they're starting to cook. We gotta scramble these guys up. Push them over to like one side so we don't like really dry them out. So they're just kind of hanging out here. Okay. Next, we're gonna microwave this. I know I don't like to microwave things, but it's really the best way to get the tortilla warm and to melt the cheese all in one go. It's looking really good. We've got some cheese melted, and when I put the eggs on, they're hot too, so they're gonna melt the rest of this cheese as well. So let's scoop some egg on here into the middle. Now you don't want to fill it up too much because there's a lot of stuff and we're gonna need to roll it and close it. Next, let's add some potatoes, just like a little line of those. Then, I like to do the bacon in a full strip. That way you know you're gonna get some bacon in every bite. Maybe we'll do 2 bacons, because that's really the only meat we have in here. And we need protein. Okay, then we've got the onions. Sprinkle those down in the middle. Okay, then we've got the green onions. Now, we've got the sour cream. And I'm gonna put that on like the side.
Potatoes are good.
Thank you, boy. So that when we close the burrito, we can use it like glue to seal it up. And then last goes the avocado. Couple pieces of that. Beautiful. Before we close it all up, we have to add the most important ingredient, Cholula. And we are gonna just Cholula this up. Little bit of Cholula everywhere, and we're gonna leave this out so we can add extra Cholula after. Now, this is something that is very tricky that a lot of people have a hard time with. Rolling the breakfast burrito. This looks beautiful right now, but it is not a burrito yet. So first, when we roll it, okay, we are going to wrap it all the way. Keep these ingredients in, keep them in the middle. We're gonna go all the way over with this to seal in everything and pull it back as tight as we can, okay? Then, tuck in the bottom. Starts to come out, just move it over. You gotta get this tucked. Okay, so we've got the bottom now tucked in. We're gonna pinch it again and give it another roll over. So now you see it's like folded at the, it's folded at the bottom and open at the top, but it's not really sealed at the bottom. And we don't wanna risk that. So we're gonna take the foil, not much, and we are going to actually wrap it like a diaper up in the foil. That way, as we eat the burrito, nothing is gonna come out on the bottom. Nothing's gonna be messy. It's contained. So, this is one burrito. So one more to go, my burrito, which of course is the most important. Okay. Make sure you leave room at the bottom to fold it up. I forgot to say that. That's important. Even if it doesn't look pretty, we're gonna put some foil on the bottom of our burrito. And that's it, guys. Breakfast burrito. Spicy potatoes. Don't forget your Cholula. Okay, guys, we are sitting down to have our brunch now. Stop taking from my plate. You have your plate. And we're gonna eat our delicious breakfast burritos. They are very large. I'm not sure I'll be able to eat this whole thing, but they look really good. You can see the bacon coming out of the top and the onions and the sour cream. I'm gonna go for it. So good. And the bacon is really crispy. So we're eating brunch now. I hope you guys liked the recipes from today. Our spicy orange margarita and our breakfast burritos. And thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next time on the next Brunch with Lily. Say something nice to the camera.
I'm eating.
Bye, guys.